Hi, I'm live. This is feature the product. Okay, sorry. Hi, this is Jill, and I am one of the co-founders of Wildling. And I just wanted to jump on to talk a little bit about our formulas that are in our products, our beautiful Empress collection. We get so many questions about the best oil to use for gua sha, or how to use everything together as a system, or can I use these products with my regular skincare routine, or why is this oil the best oil? So I just wanted to hop on and talk about all the products and answer any questions that anybody has, and just explain everything. So a little bit about my background is co-founder of Wildling, but also formulate our products and have a background in product development and herbalism, and all of our formulas are based on my absolute love and studies of herbalism and traditional herbalism, as well as our gua sha, which is based in traditional Chinese medicine. So with that started, I'm going to jump in and talk about our Empress tonic here. And our Empress tonic is the first step. I'm just going to spray a little bit. So amazing. Is the first step in our ritual. And the Empress tonic really activates the gua sha ritual. It is filled with really powerful plants that just stimulate the lymphatic, that really just activate the whole system to get the gua sha that we're really looking for going. The aspects of gua sha that are so powerful, which is energizing the lymphatic, clearing the lymphatic, energizing qi. This is what this product was made to do, to help start that process. So one of the plants I want to talk about today that's in here, and I also want to talk about how they are made, because that's super special about our products. I've worked in beauty for over 20 years, and part of my mission with Wildling was really to bring forward formulas and products that have something super special to share with the world. I didn't want to bring something else out that was already out there and that could be found somewhere else. That wasn't my purpose. It was really to share herbalism and these ancient, beautiful traditions with everybody in a way that's accessible and beautiful. So really, with that, so much heart and love into the products and the formulas. And we work with local farmers and fair trade communities globally when we source our ingredients globally, to have the most powerful, beautiful ingredients in the formulas. So one of the first ingredients I want to talk about is the sweet fern, which you can see if you have one of our full boxes. We talk about the ingredients on there. And the sweet fern is one of the most powerful plants on the planet for clearing the lymphatics. And it is a beautiful plant that we get from Canada, and it grows wild on organic land. And we harvest that sweet fern fresh from the fields, and that sweet fern is immediately taken and it's put into these stills, these copper stills that distill down the plant cellular water and extract that, and that's what goes into the tonic, is just fresh, basically squeezed, for simpler terms, plants. And so that's what's in there and that really helps just activate and clear and start everything going. And that's why, it's so good for all different types of skin conditions, and also just to use on your own as a skincare product that you're using, even if you're not using it with gua sha. So another ingredient that a lot of us know is damask rose, one of everyone's favorites, such a high vibrational, beautiful plant. And this rose we get from Bulgaria, where the most beautiful roses grow in the world. And they harvest these roses at the very peak. All of our plants are harvested only at peak potency. They're harvested once a year. And it's when, they're at their prime. So it's a delicate process. Everything's made in very small batches. We work super closely with our farmers, and that's how it all goes and works. So the damask rose, they have to harvest in the very early morning before the sun hits the the roses, so it gets its optimal potency before the sun kind of starts to dissipate the essential oils that are in the plants, and that is the same way. It's distilled, and fresh petals are distilled, and we get that beautiful rose water that we all know have so many anti-aging and beautiful skin ingredients for calming, for soothing, and just that really, really hydrating aspect to the formula. And we also have the third plant that's in there is Douglas fir, and Douglas fir is also wild. We love working with wild ingredients, hence our name, Wildling. And one of the reasons I've actually gotten this question a lot recently, why we work with wild ingredients and why that's something that's important to us. And so the Douglas fir, the sweet fern, being that they're beautiful wild harvested ingredients, when a plant grows in its natural habitat on its own choice where it wants to grow and doesn't need the help of humans for it to sustain its life, that plant is more potent, is stronger in its constituents and its nutrients, and it's in the prime place that it needs to be on this earth. So even though an organically farmed plant is very powerful and beautiful, and we certainly work with them, there is nothing that compares to a wild harvested plant. It truly is the most potent plant that you can find, because it's growing where it needs to be. It's growing on its own without the help. It's truly wild. And so that is our Douglas fir is also a wild harvested plant, and all of our plants are harvested sustainably. We work with organic harvesters and farmers that care very much about our earth and work on a very sustainable way so that we can continue to work with these plants going forward. And the Douglas fir is another incredible lymphatic clearing plant, and we use the tips of the needles that are also only harvested once a year, and it's in its prime potency during the fall winter months. And that is also amazing for clearing the lymphatics and really just activating your ritual, like getting things started with everything. And another aspect of what's so amazing about starting with your tonic, and lots of people like to just jump right into the oil and then do their gua sha ritual and onto the stone. However, it's very important to get your face and your skin damp first. So I like to compare it to like a sponge. If you're trying to clean a countertop with a dry sponge, it doesn't really take in very much. It's very difficult to work with. So once you wet your sponge, it's really taking in a lot more. So just from the chemistry of damping the skin, you're opening up the pores and your skin to really help receive everything that you're about to do with your ritual. So it's with the next step being the oil. So it's a very important step to marrying the oil and the tonic. It really helps activate everything. And then also this product is certified USDA organic. So that's another amazing thing about the formula. So that is the Empress Tonic. And if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions at all, but I just wanted to, come in and talk about the products a little bit. And then, so the next step in the ritual is the Empress oil. And the Empress oil, here we go, is literally just really personal, loving heart fave. So here's the Empress oil, and it is a beautiful, rich golden color, and it absolutely smells truly amazing. I just have to get myself all, the tonic smells amazing too. The tonic smells, just answering a question here. The tonic is it's very sweet, but because we work with these really unique ingredients, it's so hard to say it smells like rose, because it doesn't. It smells like a sweet kind of foresty flavor. I'm not really exactly sure, but it's very unique, but it's amazing. And we get so many positive, so much positive feedback on just something that they can't live without. It's really this unique, special smell. And then the Empress oil smells amazing, and it's very, very foresty. It has this, one of our most powerful, super special ingredients in here is the balm of Gilead. And the balm of Gilead is a very dear ingredient. It has this very like rich, kind of like, I don't know, like spicy, foresty scent. And the way that we work with the balm of Gilead, again, this formula, just like the Empress tonic, is made in this traditional herbal way where, you know, we follow all of the traditions of our ancestors in the way that they've formulated their medicines, their skincare, their food, and oils throughout our family histories. And if you go back far enough, your grandmother, your grandfather followed these same traditions. It's something that's been practiced for an incredibly long time. So with that, the way that the oils have been infused is the way they harvest the ingredients, and this is the traditional practice that we follow, and put them infused into oil using heat and agitation, and then extract over time, and then extracting the ingredient, and then you have a beautiful, rich extraction from the plant. And that's the process that we use for our Empress oil. So with that, to talk about the ingredients that are so powerful in here and the actions of why the Empress oil is just so amazing for gua sha, is the Empress oil was formulated specifically for gua sha, as was the tonic, knowing that we need to have an oil on our skin when we do our gua sha ritual. So what is really important is it has the perfect slip and glide for your stone, and it doesn't absorb too quickly, but at the same time, by the time you're done with your ritual, the oil, you don't have to, that's another question we get a lot, you don't have to wash it off. It will be almost totally completely absorbed. So you're good to move on with the rest of your skincare routine. And that's another question we get, is when do I do my gua sha ritual? So you start with a clean face, and then you move on to the tonic, the oil, the gua sha, the Empress stone, and then you can move on with the rest of your skincare ritual. So however you can fit it in, or you can just do this on your own without mixing it into the skincare ritual. You can do it while you're watching TV, you can do it just while you're hanging out on the couch, really wherever you can get it in. As long as you have clean hands, clean face, you can mix it in anywhere you'd like. So before I move on to fully go into the ingredients, I'm just gonna scroll through while you guys are on here and see if you have if I can answer any questions that may have come in. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, I think this comment section might need a moderator. Thank you. It's morning there. Yes, it is morning here. And let's see what else. This will be on, it will be saved to our Instagram, so you can view it again later if you missed anything. And how often do you clean the stone? You clean the stone every time you use it, or after or before. You can use just a skin-friendly soap and water to clean your stone. Just be careful because it is breakable if you drop it. So we recommend maybe putting like a washcloth or something at the bottom of the sink while you're washing your stone. So that, and then we have lots of tutorials for the different types of like dark circles I see a question on, or all the different things we have. We have so many different tutorials in our Instagram, IGTV to check out, on our website, our YouTube, our Reels. So all different aspects that you might be looking for the gua sha techniques, you can find there. Okay, so I'm going to move on. If I missed a question, I will try to scroll back through, but feel free to re-answer it. I also see there's this little question thing here. Sorry, I'm not super familiar with live, so I'm trying to figure it all out. Here's the Empress oil, and one of the key ingredients that we have, which I talked about briefly, is the balm of Gilead. And the balm of Gilead is an ingredient that I found when I was researching very, very ancient texts that date back to the 16 and 1700s. And during that period of time, everyone really worked with their gardens as their medicine, and they worked with their community and making medicines for their community. And the role of a housewife was enormous. They truly made, they pressed their own almond oil. They infused all of their, ingredients from their gardens. They grew their gardens, maintained their gardens. They went out and wild harvested. They created medicines with tinctures and infused oils and teas and all kinds of things. And so I went back and I studied some of these books that were written by these housewives. And I started to learn so many interesting things our ancestors had done with the plants around them, and things that were beautiful that worked for them. And one of the ingredients that I kept kind of seeing in many of these different books I was reading from the 1700s was this plant, the balm of Gilead. It was mentioned in several different books, and it was saying that the balm of Gilead is this amazing plant that is so beautiful in its fragrance, but has this amazing ability to preserve the bloom of youth. And I was like, sold. Where do I find the balm of Gilead? So I was searching everywhere because, this is from several hundred years ago. And I actually was able to find a local farm that wild harvests the balm of Gilead and makes a beautiful infused oil with it. So I was so excited and started to work with that plant. And the balm of Gilead, not only does it preserve the bloom of youth, as been time tested, but it's also amazing for invigorating the lymph. It really brings in this heat that helps activate the chi, and also has that really amazing vibration to connect you with the plants, the world, the forest world, just to really be in there with the forest bathing concept. So that's a really powerful plant. They go out into the forest along the Pacific Northwest, along the ocean and the rivers, and it's these ripe, plump, red, juicy buds that they pick from the balsam poplar trees, super resiny, sticky red, and they put them in fresh from the forest, not dried. They pick them, and again, this is also something that's at peak potency only certain times of year, of course, would these grow. And they go in and they put these in the oil, and we use the oil base we use, I'll talk about as well, but they put these in the organic oil over the course of several months with heat and cold and agitation, very carefully monitored, and then they infuse that, they meaning our local farm that we work with, they extract the buds, and you're left with this beautiful, amazing, rich oil that is in your Empress oil, which is the balm of Gilead. And then another ingredient that we use is a complex of resins from trees and resinous plants. And these we source internationally from global fair trade communities. And I also went back into the history of working with some very ancient herbalists. The one that I was reading was Nicholas Culpeper, when I discovered this beautiful complex of resins that work very beautifully together. He's an ancient herbalist, very famous herbalist in the Western world, and he had suggested in his book of what he had learned throughout the course of his career in herbalism was that this combination of tree and plant resins has shown remarkable to all of his patients that he worked with, skin healing properties, and seeing scars completely removed, seeing just amazing cell renewal, healing, clearing. So this complex is really, I pulled this from an idea that I had read about with Nicholas Culpeper, and it's a complex of resins, which we know these tree resins are very ancient. We've read about them in the Bible and even before then. So we have frankincense and myrrh, which are the most famous, and galbanum and labdanum are two others that are in there that are super powerful, more unique, and Google is one other one. And all these plant resins and tree resins are also infused in the same way. They go into the olive oil, they're extracted over a period of time, and they're removed, and then you've extracted all the constituents, and that is also in your Empress oil. And it's just a combination of very fragrant and very powerful plants. So the reason for choosing these ingredients was so that we could really create this aspect to your gua sha ritual, that instead of just putting on your olive oil or your almond oil, you're putting on, the Empress tonic and the oil, which is now just on its own is doing all of these really powerful things that gua sha does, which is clearing the lymphatics and energizing the chi, and on top of all these other skin healing benefits. So it's a really powerful, beautiful formula that, everyone, we get so much feedback. I wish you could smell it through the live, but it smells truly divine. And the oil, I was going to talk about the base oil that we use is a organic harvested oil from a very long-standing family oil farm here in California where we are based, and it is we work with them because we have a relationship with them and we get it fresh every year, a fresh harvest. So we know that we're working with the most fresh ingredients. And that's another thing, as I had mentioned previously, having worked in beauty for so long, there's a big disconnect. Even though your product is clean, you don't know necessarily where your clean ingredient came from. You might know what country it came from, but you don't actually know who grew it, what farm grew it. You don't know even what city it came from. You might know it's organic, so you're very limited into what you know. So it was important to me with Wildling to be very connected with the process, with knowing it from the seed all the way into the bottle, and working with these smaller farmers and supporting that community. So that's something that's really powerful, and I feel you can really feel it through the formulas. And so the oil is like the olive oil, which is our extraction base, is this family farm that's been hundreds of years old here in California, and that provides us with this fresh harvest every year of olive oil. So those are the ingredients. I've seen many questions come in. Sorry, I'm just totally jabbing away here. Well, what do you recommend for healthy hair like yours? I mean, stay tuned. But the Empress oil can actually do really well if you put it on the tips of your hair. And another thing that we really recommend is using our Empress stone on the scalp, which I do every single night for energizing the scalp. Let's see, why don't we use essential oils in our products? Great question. And then the reason why we chose not to use essential oils in our products is primarily because it isn't a traditional practice. Essential oils are a newer. Steam distillation is kind of the invention that brought forward essential oils, and that's not how our ancestors worked with plants. They're extremely, extremely potent, which is beautiful and powerful. And I personally have nothing against essential oils. I love essential oils. However, with the movement of people working so much more with clean beauty products, and in the natural beauty space, really that's the way that every brand is choosing to fragrance their product, is through essential oil complexes. So now if you have a skincare regimen that includes 4 different products or 5 different products, you're actually layering on quite a bit of essential oils, which is never how nature intended. So you're getting a lot of essential oils happening that really, if you speak to anyone that's really an expert in this, it's tiny bit very diluted. Okay, so that tiny bit very diluted, now you're getting multiple layers of it with every step you're using in your skincare routine. So that's one reason we didn't want to add to that. And then another reason is just being, for those really sensitive folks, we wanted to make sure we were able to offer something that, because essential oils, they can be very sensitizing to a lot of people. So that's something that we just decided we don't need to, we want to make sure that we just work with whole plants. We're working with whole plants through traditional infusion practices, and extraction practices. So essential oils, they actually only take a certain part of the plant when they're extracted. The steam distillation is a beautiful technology of extraction. However, for example, our frankincense that I mentioned that's in our Empress oil, it doesn't actually carry over all the constituents when you're doing steam distillation. And one of the constituents that it doesn't carry over in the essential oil is one of the most powerful reasons why frankincense is so amazing, in the way that it has its anti-inflammatory benefits, and that constituent actually does not get carried over in the essential oil. it does in the traditional infusion practice. So that's another reason is you're getting different constituents with the essential oils. Hope that helps you answer that question. Let's see what else. How do you diminish black spots on your forehead? That is something, gua sha, the formulas are really well, like I had mentioned, for skin healing and resurfacing benefits. So I definitely recommend working with our formulas and the gua sha as well. But we do have, actually, I think we do have a tutorial on spots. So I would suggest looking at that for focusing on spots itself, but those can go deeper too. So feel free to DM us for more information on that. What is best routine and diet for healthy and glowing skin? I mean, gua sha, the Empress Collection is what I recommend. I do it every single day, every single evening for me, and just eating healthy, being active, positivity in the heart, in the soul, and who you keep around you, I think is incredibly important. The gua sha for me is an amazing way to, I don't see it just as like a skincare regimen. I see it as a way that I can really like connect with myself in this very caring way. And so I think that's incredibly important for healthy and glowing skin, is just to be able to have this deeper connection with yourself and massaging your face and feeling what's going on there, feeling the release. It's an incredible ritual to connect with yourself. So there we go. What the book names that inspired you? Okay. You know what? I don't remember the one that I'm thinking of. There are so many. This was a very common thing to do in the 1700s, I'm finding, was, these housewives would write their recipes. The Nicholas Culpeper is, if you look him up, he's a famous herbalist and has many books that are, really important books for herbalism and herbal studies. And then the other ones, I'm trying to remember a couple of the names, but if you just kind of start looking up the history of herbalism in skincare and that sort of thing, you'll probably find some. I found them through deep kind of researching, and I ended up they were so old that they didn't allow you to check them out at the library. So, or transfer them I actually had to drive downtown Los Angeles and go into the library and wear gloves in this little plexiglass area where I was allowed to read these books, because they are so old and they only have like one copy and they're not allowed to check them out or transfer them or anything. So I was like down there like reading these amazing cool books, but they do have copies of them. You can buy like on Amazon and stuff, I'm sure. It's an extraordinary formula. Thank you so much, Joanna, and thank you for all your support with Wildling. I'm from Indonesia. Hello in Indonesia. Hello in New York. Let's see. What else do we have? Yes, we will definitely repost this. Thank you so much. I'm glad it was helpful. Let's see. Yeah, there's quite an interesting feed going on here. Okay. Thanks for all the nice comments though. Let's see. I've been using it for over a month every day, and the last couple of weeks I get, your skin looks so good. Oh, I love hearing that, KB27cc. That's such a great, I love to hear that. It's just really reaffirming. I love hearing the feedback. So always please send your feedback. We love hearing it. Any other oil that you can use with your Empress Stone? I mean, you can use any oil that you want, that you use in your skincare regimen that you feel works. But as we've gone through, is the Empress oil and the tonic were really just formulated to maximize the results and again have that perfect slip and glide that's needed. All right, amazing. Any other questions? Hello, oh my goodness, hello from India. There's so many all over the world here. Do you use any other skincare in conjunction with Wildling? I am a very low maintenance skincare person, so the answer is no, I actually don't. I don't wear makeup, so I don't really have anything to wash off. I just clean my face in the shower and I use my gua sha stuff, and sometimes since I formulate the products, I have lots of different formula samples everywhere, so I'll use that kind of stuff. But I don't really use a lot of other skincare products. I have over my life working in beauty for so long. I think I kind of got a little jaded and decided that I didn't need all of that extra stuff. Can we be delivered to the UK? Yes, we do. We ship direct to the UK on wildling.com. Let's see. Hair care routine. I mean, my hair care routine is pretty, like I mentioned earlier, this is amazing for stimulating the scalp. Scalp care is just so essential to healthy hair. So I definitely recommend looking at some of our tutorials on scalp with the gua sha. And the Empress oil can be used on the hair as well for shine. Let's see if there's any other ones. Yes, you're welcome about the essential oils. They are so strong. Yeah, it is quite remarkable. Aluna Warrior, I hope I'm pronouncing your handle right, but yes, it truly is remarkable how powerful the Empress oil smells without essential oils. It really is all whole plants just infused in oil, and they're very fragrant plants and resins, so there is that, but it's pretty amazing what you can get from not using essential oils. And they are, essential oils can be very strong. They actually, for me, I'm very sensitive to them. If I smell an essential oil direct, as great as it smells, I get an instant headache. And to me, that's a sign that that's not good. Let's see what else. Do you use your oil only for gua sha or as a daily routine? And what else do we put on next? Vicota. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Yes, you use the oil for gua sha, but it's not just for the gua sha. You can use it as part of your daily moisturizer, which is how I use it. I use it as my daily moisturizer in the morning and the evening. If I'm not doing gua sha, I still use it as well as the tonic. Definitely try to use the two together, as I mentioned earlier, that they're kind of meant to be partners together. And the oil, the oil actually works great as a moisturizer. You don't really need anything else unless you have really, really dry skin or live in a really dry climate. You can add like another balm or something on afterwards. It's amazing. Thank you. I'm so glad you feel that way. Hello. So many hellos. Thank you for all the hellos. In all these different languages, it's really amazing, the reach. It's really powerful. Do you apply the oil only for gua sha? Okay, so I think I just answered that one. I just scrolled past that one. Sorry about that. And I think, wow. Everyone likes my hair. Thanks. I'm glad you guys like my hair. The Empress Stone for the breast massage is such a beautiful ritual. I definitely, and you can use the tonic and the oil right here on the skin. We have several tutorials for this, and I definitely recommend it. It's a super powerful opening and connecting ritual. So check out our IGTV for the breast health ritual that we have. I definitely recommend checking that out. And we will definitely do more for that too. Where is this place? I'm in Los Angeles. Let's see. Any other questions? Okay, you're welcome for all the information. I think I got everything. Just, I would love to hear more about the body collection too. Yes, I thank you for bringing that up. I am going to talk more about the body collection next week on another live. So please stay tuned and we'll post about it, but I will talk more about the aura collection and the formulas and all of that too. I absolutely love talking about this stuff. It's my favorite thing. I love talking about plants and they're my best friends. So I definitely am super excited to do that too. All right, let's see. I think that might be everything. There's so many things in here. I'm just trying. I try to stay out of the sun. I don't use too much sunscreen. I just try to stay out of the sun. I think for teenage skin, I think the gua sha is really, really amazing for teenage skin too. I wish I knew about it as a teenager. So I would definitely recommend working with your teenagers. And I think it's another just beautiful thing about gua sha is passing it from generation to generation, as it's been around for, you know, thousands of years, and this is how it's been passed around. It's a folk home practice that can be practiced, you know, in the home and learned from your, you know, from your mother, your grandmother, your father. So I definitely recommend passing this on to your children, please. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. This is just so many different, I use bio oil, olive oil for hair and okay. Interesting. All right. Where do you recommend buying your products from? For Canada, again, we're not specifically in selling in any stockists in Canada, but we definitely ship directly to Canada. So I recommend purchasing on wildling.com, and we ship direct. All right. Yeah. How do you get your product? You can check out, I thought I had tagged it here, but maybe I didn't. But you can check out our bio. We have a link in our bio to shop our products, or you can go on wildling.com. And this is our gua sha collection. All right. I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, the Empress Stone. I was actually just going to talk about the oils today, but I can do a quick little. Empress Stone is made out of Beyond Stone, and Beyond Stone comes from China. It was created in ancient China when a meteor struck a mountain in China and created this amazing cosmic reaction of this beautiful, powerful healing stone with all these amazing minerals and ultrasound pulsations, and it's just this most powerful healing stone, and its use predates acupuncture in its therapeutic use, and it's something that we really wanted to bring in to use for our gua sha stone because it has such a powerful energy and vibration and healing benefits, and that has been used traditionally for a very long time. So that's the Empress Stone in a quick nutshell. But let's see. You can always put oil on your Empress Stone to, you know, give it some love. Just oiling it with olive oil is something that's really nice for that. Yes, gua sha every day. You can definitely do gua sha every day. You can do it 2 to 3 times a week. 2 to 3 times a week I would recommend is probably the minimum, but you can do every single day, but no more than every single day. Just once a day, if that I would say is the maximum. I do it every evening as often as I can. Which products do you recommend for a 19-year-old from your line? I think the Empress collection is amazing for teenagers. I think that they should definitely jump in and try it and work with it. The gua sha is amazing for teenage skin. Okay. I think that's everything. Thank you everyone so much. We will post this, and feel free to answer or ask any other questions in DM or in comments. And just super grateful to be able to connect with you guys and for all of your support with Wildling. We're so grateful. Have a beautiful rest of your day.